Well, hello there, sentient beings, non-sentient beings, YouTubers, non-YouTubers, vaccination monkeys, and alternative health junkies. A little hungover this morning, but I got to get this done. This is Monica's Ghost, the little bit hungover Monica's Ghost. Had too much fun last night. Just saying. So, this is part 3 of my LM2 scam videos. Okay? Now, if you saw part 2, played some amazingly fun music, and I hope I explained myself scrolling through that to the best of my ability, because it's just, I'm not a science and math genius in any respect, but I've got pretty good common sense, and I've got a basic grasp of how the world works, and, you know, basic grasp, eighth grade grasp of science and math should be able to tell you whether or not, you know, a homeopathic LM2 remedy is worth anything. Of course, it would help if there was some standardization in what everybody says. And I want to point out, too, that if you go back to my Frightened Fräulein video, Monika has risen from her grave, and she has spoken about, she's spoken out to me, reached out to me, really. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. I was thinking about chocolate and flowers, but then she might think I'm a stalker. But I just wanted to say that I noticed how she's not commenting on any of these videos. You know, curative claims, care practices, none of that. No, we're going to comment on my video about how frightened she is because she kept taking to my Facebook pages. But anyway, which I haven't even checked to see if they're still up this morning. I mean, they might be down. That's the beauty of her being halfway across the world, is I sleep and she fouls my shit up. Anyway, we're going to get to the last part of this commentary. This was a Facebook page post she put up June 4th of this year, 2016, and we got to you know, so you can read, you can go back, find it, read it at the Monica's Entity Verified with the little chick. It's great. We got to here where we were talking about Henneman's gift of art and healing, and how he's an eccentric. Well, yeah, because he's kept filling himself with weird shit. Talk about acute chronic ailments, symptoms, causes. I'm not going to get into that right now, because that's a completely different situation, okay? There is so much information out there on homeopathy and how it's really not a valid consideration as a rule. But yet the placebo effect and the anecdotal, there you go. In other videos I keep saying allegorical for some reason. My brain won't let me say anecdotal. The anecdotal evidence for some people is great, and they keep using it. And you know what? That's fine. People have that choice. But here we're talking about somebody who actually is been told to stop spewing this information, and they're still doing it. Okay? So we're going to start right here with, for example, arnica can be used to treat abuse, trauma, injury as such in an acute. Period. Once again, the king's fucking English. However, over time, arnica LM2 potency can change your vibration and lift your spirit. If like is like in the world of homeopath, then apparently in abuse and trauma and injury, you have dizziness, nausea, and then you pass out. Because that's what arnica will do if you ingest too much. Now, of course, in an LM potency, there ain't nothing in there. There is no arnica in there whatsoever, so it's not going to do anything for you anyway. Okay? I mean, there's not... Pretty much, common sense tells me by the time it gets to LM2 potency, it's water and a few drops of alcohol and a couple poppy seeds that you're shaking up. And other than that, there's nothing. Okay? So now, I want to talk about... another point of professionalism that I think is really bizarre. We're going to give examples of, or she's going to give an example of what would be considered negative thoughts, mental illness type situations, emotional illness that could be cured by just taking arnica, which is not, as a family herbalist, I can tell you, is not indicated for ingestion, period. In fact, I have a Medica, very well-renowned, very old Medica, herbal Medica, that like pretty much has like big, it has big X's in it that show that you don't use, you know, should you take this internally, It has like 3 X's next to it. So once again, I don't recommend it internally. For example, consider if you were conceived as a rape child. What the fuck? Where does this kind of crap come out of your head? Seriously? What? You asked me if I've got issues? What the fuck, man? Why couldn't you just said, consider if you were depressed? Consider if you had lost your job and were having a hard time finding one and you're feeling some situational depression and you can't seem to come out of it. What if your mother had died and you're having some... Okay, where does conceived as a rape child even enter your... That's just filth to me. That's just... Ew. Why would you even say that? Okay, so... I mean, I'm having to work that off. Ooh. You know, it's like seeing a big spider on the wall, or, ew, you know, somebody hawking a loogie. You know, conceived as a rape child. You take this in your vibrations, and this can lead you down a path of abuse in many ways because you feel the resonance of this. Okay, well, first of all, somebody would have to tell you that. So, first of all, if your mother is like, you were conceived as a rape, that's pretty, I mean, wouldn't be my problem. My problem is that my mother has to say shit like that to me, okay? Or my father, or whoever. Okay? Second of all, there's a lot more that has to go on. I mean, let's think about this for a second, okay? When you say vibrations and resonance, I get what you're what the people who use these terms are trying to say, okay? In all seriousness, I understand what you're saying. Okay, we are a bag of meat that's been electrified to do what we do, when you think about it, right? I mean, that's why you can use shock therapy, although it's really not recommended, but it does work for some people. It's weird. It's one of those things that I think is up there with homeopathy. That's why you get the paddles out when somebody has a heart attack, and send an electric current through them. We're just a meat bag full of electrons, right? And neutrons and protons, and they're all moving around in electricity, let's say. I mean, to make it simple, I'm not going to get into the big, and yes, we in an essence, and there has been really good scientific research done in this area of vibration and resonance and things like that. Totally get that. But let's just start talking like normal human beings here and say that you're feeling down. You don't have the energy. If something like, I mean, in all honesty, if you were conceived as a rape child and somebody told you this, it's bringing down your funk. It's making you feel... you're going to internalize it. Let's use those words. Internalize this, and it's going to be part of your negative thought processes. But the reason we can't say this in this way when we're discussing homeopathic remedy is because you would have to then say, and you need therapy. You cannot use therapeutic and psychological terms, which are her favorite things to use when she's pissed at somebody else or she thinks somebody else is stalking her, quote unquote. But we can't use that when we're talking about the cures, right? So then he says, well, LM2 can go so deep it can change the abuse vibration and turn your whole world around. Doesn't mean you were abused. It means your mother was abused. We need to change her abuse vibration first of all, okay? I mean, that's the first thing, okay? And no, it can't turn your whole world around. The 15-second glow you get off of it is because somebody put a couple drops of Jameson in there, all right? Hopefully it was Jameson or, something Crown Royal, something decent. Good Lord, hopefully not like, I don't know, Sky vodka. Well, even that'd be pretty good comparatively, I guess. One of the reasons LM2 is a gift from from Mother Universe. Okay, that sentence, first of all, needs to be corrected. But, no, it's not a gift from Mother Universe. Okay? It's not. It's something somebody made up. It's something your cult leader made up. And it contains nothing. Okay? In many situations, LM2 feels just as if Mother Universe has placed her loving arms around you and made everything all right. No, it doesn't! Well, maybe it does for a few seconds. That's the alcohol again. It is the most wonderful and beautiful potency to give our elderly when they are nearly ready to make their transition. Why would you even bother then? I thought you could save their lives. I thought that you could save them and they'll self-heal. So why? My mother made a very nice transition, and she did it without your help, just so you know. LM2 helps to take away the fears and helps us have a very nice transition. Why can't you just say death? You can't, because you claim that homeopathy is self-healing. Well, you wouldn't die if it was self-healing, would you? Right, so you have to say transition. Why don't you just say, before you croak, on your deathbed? Okay, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with saying a person on their deathbed to help? And there are medications that are given to people to help them feel better and not be so angst before they're going to die. Say it. Death. Die. It helps us when it is time to let an angel hold our hand. Oh my God, could you stop already? Who wrote this shit? This in itself is a most amazing gift. Death in itself can be a most amazing gift depending on the situation, okay? And how well it's taken and how old you are and if it was time to go. Okay, let's just get over all the little whatevers. Now I lost my place. Oh, I was going to talk about dosing. It is the most wonderful and beautiful potency to give our elderly when they are nearly, we said that already, blah, 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 blah. The longer one is on homeopathy LM2, the better it gets. The LM2 can be used daily in one remedy for 3 months, 3 to 6 50 ml doses a day. It can also be refilled and used for the 3 months, adding pure water as long as it is successed after each refill and use. Now this right here is really important, okay? Because this is what she tells people to do and has been proven that she tells people to do by the supposedly very old expose from a TV segment that was done, where she says you can just keep filling this with water, and as long as you tap it on a book or a glove or a boot or your butt or whatever, and so many times, it's going to reactivate whatever's in there. But there's nothing in there, as we know. And she's telling you to drink 3 to 6 50 ml doses a day. Okay, now 30 ml is an ounce, if I remember correctly. Now I don't have it in front of me. But I'm pretty sure it's close to an ounce. So if you're giving somebody, she gives like 3-ounce vials out. So you're drinking the whole thing in a day. If she gives you a couple big ones, you're drinking like half that, and then you have to fill it with pure water. Think about that. You're drinking it, fill it with pure water. Drinking it, fill. What do you end up with? Nothing but water. Nothing but water. Then and still be used, however, for the same person using it on a daily basis. It reaches ways past Avogadro's number, which is a total bullshit thing. Things may go to a lull. Well, they'll go to a lull because there's nothing in there. This is why, with my prescriptions, is specifically personalized to a specific person. No, it's not. She didn't. She just handed this in that one. She didn't even ask the woman what symptoms she had. She just handed her a bottle and said, take this and then refill it and smack it 10 times or whatever. Okay? This is the stuff she's been told to, in February of this year, to stop spewing, and she keeps spewing it. She keeps spewing it. Why then they need to be replaced with a new wellness tonic? What the fuck? Where did you learn to speak and write? Each tonic will be specifically and individually fine-tuned to you and your biochemistry. No 2 wellness tonics will ever be the same. Well, no, because you can't guarantee potency. You can't even read potency. Apparently, up the thing, you say you can't even read potency. LM2 is perfect for detoxing the matrix. Oh my God, we'll talk about detoxing the matrix and the fraud that is coming up at some point. Fine-tuning the biochemistry to a pristine condition. It also has the ability to change the inherited diseases and susceptibility passed down from ancestors. So what that says there, this is another point. She says she can change your DNA. Think about that. She's claiming that this LM2 will change your DNA, which I believe is against the February 2016 order that was put out in Australia that she's not supposed to be doing. Which brings one back to the original constitution with strength and dynamics, which you were once given before the environmental and modern day living factors came along and destroyed the footprints in which you are installed with. Okay, that's just a load of crap. Okay? I don't even have anything else to say about that. Homeopathy, LM2 potency, is what one refers to as born with a silver spoon in their mouth. No, it's not. I can't even finish reading this because I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. This is health practice. This is curative claim. This is her best health practices. Think about that. And Monika, now that you know, now that you've come and brought yourself to the page or to the channel, to my living room, let's salon. Sit down, grab a glass of wine. I want you to explain to me and give me citation that this works. And I don't mean some anecdotal bullshit about some woman who didn't jump out a 5th floor window because, you know, you gave her some tonic. I want meta-analysis. Okay? I want proof positive. Okay? Bring it. Let's chat. That's really what I want from you. Okay? In all seriousness, and I'm trying to be serious at some point during all these videos, I want a real, well thought out dialogue about these things. You don't want me to jest anymore. You don't want me to be consumed, quote unquote. Then let's talk. Let's dialogue. You prove to me. Okay? I don't have the burden of proof because I don't believe. You do.